We've all been told to live each day as if it were our last. It sounds wise, and in some ways, it can be. Looking at life through that lens can make us more honest about how satisfied we are and about what we truly want. But I've come to believe that for some people, this advice is quietly harmful. If you tend to be anxious, reflective, or self-critical, imagining that today is your last day can slowly turn life into a source of pressure rather than clarity. For me at least, the cons outweigh the pros. Here are 3 reasons why. First, the idea that we should live today as if it were our last day often is the maximizer mind in disguise. A maximizer is someone who always wants to make the best decision, make the most of their resources, and I dare say it is someone who often fears mistakes. If they make a choice and then learn about an alternative that, to their eyes, could have yielded better results, even if it is only slightly better, they will regret their decision. The approach of living our last day as the last activates this outlook on life that we should make the most of every minute and action, that there's no room for shallowness or idleness or stasis. Ironically, that makes us more prone to the feeling that we are wasting our time. Second, it triggers a feeling of failure and a scarcity mentality. Living each day as if it were our last implies we should constantly assess our lives, always subject them and, by extension, ourselves to evaluation. Everything is put under a magnifying glass. Our relationships, our achievements, our decisions, even our emotions. Because we should make the most of every single day, we may get the feeling that things are rarely enough, that we haven't spent enough time with our loved ones, that we haven't earned enough money, that we haven't visited enough countries, that we haven't had enough career success, that we haven't had enough relationships, that we haven't spent enough time on hobbies. Life becomes a race against time, and we get incapable of slowing down, anxious if we feel that we're falling behind, and self-reproachful if we experience unpleasant emotions. We want everything to be almost perfect because time is scarce. And third, the idea of living each day as our last defeats its own purpose. Ironically, the constant assessment of how satisfied we are can mislead us into controlling the broad picture rather than plunging into life and enjoying it. We fly too high to observe it all instead of putting our feet on the ground and enjoy what really matters. If there is anything we should take away from that popular saying, it is that it reminds us there is a broader picture to life. But once we've briefly put our lives into perspective, we shouldn't stay there. We should come back down, settle in, and allow life to unfold. Meaning and satisfaction don't come from treating every day as an exam. They come from staying present to enjoy a journey, traveling at a pace that actually allows us to live.